Let's see if I even remember how this thing works. What's up, guys? I'm Rhett. Welcome back to Lawn Insider. Well, y'all, it has been a while. It's October now. Haven't had any rain for a little bit and don't have any rain on the forecast for a while either. And the yard is definitely not at its best. But the purpose of this video, besides just checking in, was just to let y'all know what the plan is for the next month or so. And we're gonna go ahead and call that Operation Halloween. And the goal of Operation Halloween, or the mission, is just to see how good we can get the yard looking in the next 3 weeks or so, because Halloween, it's kind of the final big day of the lawn season here in Texas. And unfortunately, I've already gotten to the point where I'm mowing only once a week. And the reason I say unfortunately is because this backyard really still needs to be mowed more often than that. The front, I can get away with it because the front is taking on more shadows now that the days are getting a little shorter, but the backyard is still pretty much full sun all day. The grass is still growing a little bit more quickly, and you can see that it really does need to be mowed a little bit more often, especially in comparison to the front, because I'm starting to get some scalping back here. But I just wanted to show y'all kind of the starting point. So this is what we're working from here in the backyard, and let me jump to the front. And here is what the front is looking like currently. And it's not bad by any means, but we do have some yellowing up here, especially in this front corner. And I'm sure that's just a combination of things. For one thing, the lack of rain, so it hasn't been getting a ton of water. We've been still having really high temperatures, and then maybe a little bit of extra shade coming from this elm tree, especially because that elm tree grows extremely fast, and I've been having to really stay on top of keeping that canopy up so I can still get a good amount of sun here in the front yard. One thing that I do have working for me as far as these trees go is the way my house is laid out. The east is over there, and then west is that way. So I don't ever really have the house itself blocking the sun from hitting the yard. So it does still give my front yard, even with these trees, the best chance to get as much sun as it possibly does. And I think that's why the yard has done as well as it has, even with the fact that these trees have been growing. Now, with that being said, as the trees get bigger and fuller, we're gonna get less and less sun on the yard, and eventually the Bermuda will pay a toll for that. But we will cross that bridge when it gets here. And then the side yard over here is also overall a pretty clean slate. We don't have any weeds to speak of, but we haven't been getting a ton of rain. I haven't put any food out on the lawn. The lawn has gotten 0 nitrogen since maybe early June, possibly late May. It's been a very, very long time. So I'm gonna go over the steps of what I'm gonna do to try to get this lawn looking its best by Halloween. And then I'm gonna give you some of the things that will be working in my favor in this plan and some of the things that will be working against me. The first step that I'm gonna take in Operation Halloween is just to try to increase my mow days from once a week to twice a week. And I've had a really crazy schedule with football and teaching and everything that goes along with being a dad, and I've only gotten out in the lawn to mow once a week over the last 1 or maybe even 2 months at this point. So just that simple step of getting out here and mowing more often is going to help the lawn. It's definitely going to help in the backyard. We're going to see fewer of those scalp marks, because the only reason that I'm getting those scalp marks is because I have waited so long between mows that when I do mow, it's cutting down into the quick of the grass, so you're seeing that yellowing. Along with the uptick in mowing frequency, I also think that I'm going to raise the height of cut just slightly, 1/10 of an inch. Ever since I did the renovation in early summer, I've kept it at 0.45 inches, and I think I'm gonna raise it back to what I have actually usually maintained my lawn at, which is 0.55 inches. And I'm hoping that that little change in height of cut is going to make a noticeable difference in the color we can achieve in the lawn. The next thing that I'm looking at doing is coming out and hand watering a little bit in the evening, especially in some of these hot spots, because right now the one time that I'm able to water per week, paired with the heat that we've been getting and the lack of rain that we've been getting, is not allowing the yard to thrive to its full potential. So I'm thinking just sometime in the evenings, I'll come out here with the family and let the kids play around, probably run through the water a little bit, and just get these hot spots a little extra water, probably hit them with some of that wetting agent that I've shown y'all in some of my previous videos as well, just to see if we can nurse some of these hot spots back to being green. And the last step of Operation Halloween is that I'm finally going to feed the lawn after 4+ months. It hasn't had any nitrogen in a very, very long time. So this week before my watering day, I think I'm gonna come out and just apply a granular product, whatever I have in the garage. It really doesn't matter what you choose to put out. I think I have a bag of Green Tracks, but that'll give it 3+ weeks to take effect on the grass. And then as we get closer to Halloween, I'm going to come back out and apply a liquid product, just because that gives you a quicker punch of color, and we'll see where we can get. And now just real quickly to cover some of the pros and cons that are working for me and against me this time of year. The first big real pro is that it's warm and that it will remain warm for a pretty long while. In fact, I've kept the yard green past Christmas the last couple of years, and that's not unheard of in this area. It stays warm pretty long. To give you all an idea of how warm, it is a week into October right now, and the high today is 97 degrees. So we're talking really warm. On the flip side of that, the con that goes along with that, since it's basically still summer here, we're not getting much rain, and we don't have any rain forecasted in our area. So we do get the heat, which is going to push some growth, but we don't get the rain that goes along with that. So it does dry out the yard a little faster than you would get in most places this time into the fall. The last thing that I wanted to talk about is sunlight, and it actually has its pros and its cons. Let me explain the pro first, and that is right now we're getting plenty of it. And luckily for me, the sun is tucked behind a cloud currently, but the time itself doesn't change until after Halloween, so that should give us the best chance possible to actually see a noticeable change in the lawn. The negative side of that is that the days are noticeably getting shorter and shorter, which means our yards are in the dark and in the shadows for longer. So any changes that we want to see in the lawn are going to take a little longer than they would a few months ago. All right, there you have it. We are officially into Operation Halloween now, and the first big step of Operation Halloween is going to be on Tuesday when I get home from work. I'm going to apply a fertilizer to the lawn and then get it watered in Wednesday morning, which is my watering day. I hope you stick around to see the results of Operation Halloween. If you liked this video, please leave it a like. If you're enjoying the content and you want to continue to see more of it, hit that black subscribe button below the video. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave those in the comment section below. I'll see y'all again soon. Lawn Insider, out.